How's it going, internet? Stumpy here, back for another week of fun-loving car repair. How are you? How's your week going? So it's been a good week. It's been a week of interesting, not a great week, but a good week for the car. I did this without you because I don't know how well it was going to go. I put these, I don't know if we want to call them wheels. I'm not too impressed with these. Are Ford Aerostar wheels and tires, and they fit this car. Like, I think they're 5 and 4.5 or something like that. And problem is that the center hole, the center opening here, it's not big enough for it. So I was Dr. Grinder the other day. You can see my mess here. I took my grinder and I grinded them to fit. The idea here, I gotta get my wife's van. Like, we've had some snow here lately and it's been rough on the van, and I gotta get the snow tires on at the very least. And I want it, not that it's gonna live in here, but it needs to be able to come in here over the winter when it needs to. I'm a little worried about this adapter, the oil filter adapter on it, because I fixed it twice already. Here's the other side. So for the first time, it's not a little unceremoniously, but for the first time in I think 7 years, this car is sitting on wheels and tires, at least in the back. Like, it's pretty solid. Like, I'm rather impressed with myself. So, and it looks like it's sitting right. We'll know more when we put the front one on. So I just got this one sitting on blocks right now. I don't know. I hate those wheels and tires, but it's kind of a trade-off. I like having the car on the ground, and I can move it over. And that's kind of the goal here, is to be able to move the car over. So tonight, it got a little dangerous with the grinder the other night. So I bought these real cheap Amazon die grinders I'm going to take to the wheels tonight. These are not something you'd want to do ahead with, but for making short work of an Aerostar aluminum mag, that will work. So that's plan tonight. We're going to take a measurement and cut out what we don't need on the front wheel. Got a couple more things in store this week. We'll see how they pan out. But yeah, join me, won't you?
Getting it now. That's enough. The lava is rising. We waited too long. It's covered our path.
Perhaps we can run a rope.
How?
We did it before. From John.
There's no more time. Don?
Yes, I hear you.
Carry us across the lava. Climb on, quick!
Audibility getting better. Why is he talking? Listen. Giving radio distance according to your request. Am determining distance 2 miles.
It's Lockhart. I hope so, my friend. I'm sure. They'll be by here any minute yelling taxi. A remarkable invention you have here.
Nice to hear you admit it, Alan.
It's a nice day here. I got the car on the ground here, and I was just looking at it, and it's listing. You can tell it's listing because this door over here won't close. Like it'll close, but it'll hang open. You see? Number one way to know your car is listing is that the door opens. And then I put a level on the cowl here, and you can see where it's just out like a quarter of a bubble there, or maybe a third. And then I put down here, almost the same, a little different. So there is some adjustment in here if the body's not completely matching up. But this is working from an assumption that the cowl's flat. And that's not always the case. But both of them are showing that this side could come up. And if I do get this side up, so let's just lift it up a little bit here. You can see the AR moving down. And as the AR moves down, we're pretty close. Probably go a little more. And we're kind of in the middle there. I'm gonna go back to the door. See, the door shuts again. Doesn't want to stay open. Makes me think the car's level now. Look at the cowl. See, we're still a little out on the cowl. And again, that might be here. And these cars are never perfect. They were kind of built with a little, some tolerance. So you lift it a couple more times. Like that is dangerous there. And we're dangerous there, and we're pretty good there too. So I'm not worried about the car being out of shape. I believe it's square. I just think that this torsion bar here needs to be adjusted up a bit. And if I can do that easily, let's do that. I'm just gonna look that up. So leave you with that. So I was just looking it up, and apparently what you should do when you're doing the right adjustment of this is have everything set up correctly. And it could be a function of the battery too, not having a battery in it. But at the very least, they recommend probably the front clip being on first and foremost. They didn't mention that, but I imagine they assume the front clip is on. And then the next thing they want you to have is the seats all the way back, and then 200 pounds of weight in the driver's seat and a full tank of gas. So being that this car is, I think it's within spec. Like honestly, just not fun to have it list a bit. Like how much is listing? Like I think that's well within spec for it, but I'm not going to bother adjusting it until all this stuff is on it. So it does, like it's out of like a third of a bubble, but I think for now we'll just leave it like that. Let's get the car moved out a bit. It's a roller. We got a roller. She's on wheels. I hate these wheels. Boy, do I hate these wheels. I had to take the wheel weight off because we're just rubbing against here too. These are not meant for this car, or they are. But for moving around the garage on a budget, 60 bucks is what I paid for these. All in and done. It's they're handy. Enough bullshit getting them on there, but pretty happy the car's a roller. Like first time in 7 years. This car's been rolling around, and even when it was rolling around before, the whole back end of this car was collapsed. That's why it's set up like that, because the engine went out of it, but it was completely collapsed on the rear axle. There's a bump right in there. I try to get most of it out. You can see from the top of the pumpkin meeting the floor. Probably somebody loading off a trailer or something. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to have her rolling around. And we got to move it over because my wife caught wind of that comment I made last week, and we got to make room for the Vanish Aim. So, yeah, pretty cool.
a mental monster. And yet when his destruction was imminent, he called my name.
Looks placid and calm. But frightening.
Yes, I suppose it does, if you use imagination.
We'll soon be home.
That's right, but we leave a friend behind.
Come. Join the rest of us.
So we took stock of the situation. And though we tried to keep our spirits up, it was still pretty discouraging. The volcano had destroyed some of our provisions, and our rocket ship's fuel supply was low anyway, considering the added weight of Kearns and Sherman. It looked like we'd have to be starting back very soon.
What else is there to do?
Well, we can look for Andre's girl.
Very cute, Hans. You name him after us?
Well, with triplets, it's better with numbers. Looks to me like he's raising his own countdown.
Why not names?
I'd forget.
I'm worried about him. So you really found proof there were people on this planet. Hard to believe.
Believe it or not, my dear Mr. Kern, it's true. And they could still be here.
I don't go along with that. Could a human survive in a place like this?
You survive. And man will almost always adapt himself in time. And don't forget, in the dim past, we all lived in water. For centuries, our Earth was toxic. But that atmosphere evolved mankind's form, adjusting the answer. And I'd bet that these people on our planet couldn't live. The air'd be poisoned.
Afraid I don't share your opinion.
You just can't close your mind to it. We found proof. Proof of intelligent being.
And those lizard men of Kearns.
That's proof. Look, suppose they do look like lizards. Couldn't they be people? Suppose they saw the ship, got frightened, then donned their lizard costumes, then jumped up and down to spook us away. What possible story could explain it better, huh?
None. You're the winner.
Joking aside, my friend, man, lizard, or what, I know there were or are intelligent people here. If we just had time, I think they...
So, this happened. This was the plan, is try to get the van in here, and I'm not, as I've said before, I'm not a big fan of having the van in the garage, but this van, I want it to last a little longer than they typically do. It's getting a little bit of rust up in behind here. This is where they rust. It's starting to bubble a bit. I kind of want to stem that. And they also have this really bad oil filter adapter kind of buried down in the valley of the engine that has been fixed twice under warranty, and then I've had to fix it once. So I think what happens in the middle of winter, the way that is set up is that has a seal on the coldest day. I think it separates from the block a bit just through shrinkage, and then you get a persistent oil leak. So we're trying to avoid that again. So it's easy though, because with the van in here I can just pull it in and out when I'm working on a car, and it makes my wife happy, and she seems to think it's great. So let's just leave it there. But yeah, so the van's in the garage. This side of my garage is just a disaster right now. So gotta figure out the rest of this. I decided I didn't want to end this week on just having the car moved over, so I decided to do some work on the brake line. This is the brake line going from the front of the car to the rear. We pulled this from the blue car, the convertible quotations, and just trying to get it to so the ends come off, trying not to break them, but we shall see.
It is a new day, and our land is safe again. But what is that? Something strange is there. Come and see. By the god of the fire mountain. He shows us his power.
Better get out and locate her, Andre. She wants you to stay on me. Just you wait.
I think perhaps we should be trying to find her and take her with us.
I'd vote for that. But she might not like us much anyway.
If we could explore beyond those hills, I'll bet you money we'd find her and the city.
You've been reading too many comics.
Kern wouldn't believe she existed if she were sitting on his lap right now.
Want to bet? We're here.
I think we did a job we can be proud of. Look at all the samples we got. There's going to be a large headline when they see all these great things we're bringing back to them. This one's loaded, old man.
Steady, child. Bring the Spectra.
Show us your wrath. Bring forth the waters and the fiery heavens. Let not one invader remain to walk your land. You have heard us, great Terra.
We didn't pay much attention to the rain, though it seemed heavier than any rain we'd ever seen. But it continued without let-up. In fact, it seemed to increase in strength. As we planned our takeoff procedure, which required some adjustment because of Kearns and Sherman, I know we all felt slightly uneasy, nervous, as we listened to the heavy rainfall on the ship. For myself, I listened with a sinking feeling, as though every drop were taking me further and further from ever finding her. Then suddenly,
Quickly, Andre. On.
So I think that's where we gotta leave this week. A little bit anticlimactic, but I'm really happy to have the wheels on the car. Like, that's a game changer. Now this thing can roll around. Of course, I have no way to steer them yet other than pushing them one way and pushing them the other, but yeah, it's at the point. Like, this car, like, I don't know if I said it, I think I have, but this car was off its wheels for 7 years. It spent almost 2 years. Well, 1 full year on a rotisserie And before that, it was just on jack stands and welded in framing, and it's been a long haul to get this car back on wheels. And I'm just so tickled to have it there. Not these particular wheels. I hate these wheels. If anybody's got an Aerostar minivan and wants these after I'm done, they're yours. The center section's been hogged out a bit, but other than that, they're fine. And I think they got about 2 years left before they hit 10 years on the tires. So, you know, there's something there. But yeah, and I would have been a little happier. Like, I got the one end to come off the brake line here. I want to use this brake line. Good. Looks terrible, but when you start cleaning up, it starts looking better. I'm hoping it'll hold pressure. But for now, it's the one we got, and I'd rather use it. Still need to clean up the whole thing, but like, I just need an end here. I think this will reach. Like, it's the same one as right here. So I've just cut it off here. It's the worst case scenario. I cut it back, I think right there. But best case scenario, put a new end on here, and it plugs right into the block, this block, for the rear back there. And look, I got 2 plugs that I want them, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching this week. Stay safe, and hope your car project's going well. And remember, Stumpy loves you.